Hello, this is Chris from Bakersfield Tech. I wanted to take a moment to discuss the Panasonic Toughbook laptops. You see a lot of comparison between the Toughbook and the Motorola or the General Dynamics ruggedized laptops, but you don't see a lot of comparison between the CF-30, which is the base model, and the CF-31. As you can see on here on the left, we have a CF-30 and the CF-31. They're aesthetically very similar. To the untrained eye, they basically look the same way, other than the CF-31 has a slightly bigger screen. On the inside, it's a completely different story. The CF-30 is a 32-bit only processor. It's limited to, I believe it's 2 gig is the general limit on 32-bit architecture. Whereas the CF-31 has an updated 64-bit processor. This one's got 8 gigs of RAM installed, 1 terabyte hard drive, compared to this one, I think it's got 256 gigs. So as far as inside, this one is twice the computer for twice the money. So it all comes down to what your needs are in the field. As far as ruggedness, they're both equally rugged. Everything on this laptop is upgradable. This one here has the standard chiclet keyboard. This one here has the rubberized waterproof one. The rubberized waterproof one is kind of a pain in the butt to use, but it's waterproof. You can spill a soda on it and it's not going to ruin it. You do have that option on the CF-30 as well. It's just not installed. The CF-30 has a touchscreen option. This does not have that touchscreen option. The CF31 does have the touchscreen option, so it comes with this stylus, and it's a touchscreen. So it's got, both have the display that is basically, it doesn't matter if you've got the sun on it or not. Direct sunlight will not affect it, so you don't have to throw a sheet over your head when you're in the direct sunlight trying to use the laptop. On the front of the CF-30, you have this button here the switch that will turn on and off the wireless. For the CF-31, you actually have to get inside this drive bay here, and there's a switch in here. And I don't really like that. I think that if you need to be able to turn your wireless on and off, the CF-30 is a better option to have it out here, but I'm not an engineer, so. Aesthetically, they both have the magnesium alloy cover here. This is not plastic. It's actually a magnesium alloy, so it's very robust. Let's take a look at the sides, compare the two sides. So, CF-31, here we have the CF-30. Both have the same battery door. They use the same battery. Oh, this is the hard drive, sorry. The hard drive, this is completely enclosed in foam. So if you drop the laptop, it's not as sensitive to shock. But both contain the hard drive bays in the same location. On the CF-30 here, you've got all of the peripherals, most of the peripherals within this rubberized door that keeps water out of the peripherals when you're not using them. Whereas on the CF-31, each peripheral has its own door. And unlike the CF-30, this is just a piece of rubber that you pull on and it pops out. Whereas on the CF-31, it actually has a switch. You actually have to activate it to open it, allowing access to the peripheral. So on the CF-30, we've got the SD card reader, FireWire, 56K modem, because everybody needs one of those, right? And a RJ45 network connection, as well as the PCMCIA. You've also got USB. It's only got a single USB, which kind of sucks, and the power port, which is the same on both laptops. This one here, the CF-31 has actual HDMI, which is nice. It has the RJ45 network and 2 USBs on the side, as well as the power cord. So that's good. Okay, on the back, they're virtually identical. When you open up this this door here, you've got two USBs, external antenna for your Wi-Fi, docking port, VGA, sound and microphone, and then here you have an actual RS-232 serial port, which I haven't seen since 1984 in a laptop, which is really cool. But I don't know if you're a nerd like me. Same thing, basically the same exact thing on the CF-30. This one has a broadband card in it, so you've got an extra antenna here. But you've got your USBs, VGA, sound, and serial. Okay, on this side, let's look at CF-30. You've got your battery port, your battery door. And as I said before, it's the same exact battery on both laptops. So they're completely interchangeable. In this port, we have on the CF-30, we have a CD-ROM drive. To remove it, you just exit it or push the eject button, and then it pulls right out. You have PCMCIA, PCMCIA Express, which is good if you've got older cards. Pretty much everything's now coming USB, so you probably won't use those, but if you've got some older network cards or external SATA cards that you can use for that, that's good. I prefer the way the CF-31 does it here, with the exception of the wireless switch. This media board, you can get a CD-ROM drive for that, but with the advent of these, where you can just have an external USB CD-ROM, for this laptop they have a better option. They actually have an external battery that will slide into this spot, and according to the user manual, they claim 36 hours of continuous operation between this battery and the auxiliary battery. I'd have to see that to believe it, but that's what they say anyway. Overall, both are very good laptops, very robust. As I say, you're going to spend twice as much on the CF-31 over the CF-30. So what it basically comes down to is your needs in the field. If you can wait just a little bit longer, you don't have to run the latest software on everything, especially if you're running Linux like I've got on both of these laptops. If you can go without the performance aspects, I would go with the CF-30. Overall, it's a very, very good laptop for the money. If it's just not enough power for you, then upgrade to the CF-31. One note on the CF-31, the processors are not upgradable, but the processor is different based on the model. So they have different generations. This one's a Core i5. So it's not the newest, and it's not the oldest. So it's, but you have to research the model number, find out your exact processor. That's why when you look at some CF-31s, they're twice as much as another unit. The model number itself does not tell you what processor's in it. So do the research, and if you're going to upgrade over the CF-30, make sure you're getting what you pay for in the CF-31. So that's all. That's all I've got for today. Have a good day, and have fun.